So the way this game works is I need to hire heroes and leaders and henchmen in order to run the warband. Murderous murderers. I don't know if I can come up with a better name for a warband than murderous murderers. I'll have to brainstorm on that. So I'm gonna hire this hero, which is a Night Runner. These are all Clan Eshin based enemies. So there's going to be Warp Guard and Verminkin. It's the best name indeed. I'm going to get one of those Warp Guard and a couple of these Verminkin. Their stats are not very good. In fact, I'm pretty sure their stats are not different. Actually, they are. Warp Guard are by far better, actually, in the long run. But we'll just have a Verminkin in there just to have that guy just hanging out. Now, the stats on the left-hand side here can increase randomly after battles. I can get like physical, mental, and martial points. I'd have to split them up against their 3 categories here. So if I get a physical prowess or something along those lines, I can increase strength, toughness, or agility. And if I get a mental or martial, I can split those up. These stats down here actually upgrade as these get higher, so nothing to worry about there. Your characters can have permanent injuries, so if I get injured or something along those lines, they'll stay. And of course there's inventory, so you can get better items and stuff like that and equip them to your dudes. Let's see here. What do we have on the inventory this time? Cutting claws, shuriken. Nothing really all that good. I don't think this guy can use warp block pit. May be able to, but I think he has a shuriken, so it's gonna. Skills are something that we'll be getting into later. Passive skills is usually how I focus my characters, but there are active skills like better charge attacks and better blows and stuff, but they often seem a bit not worth the amount you have to spend in terms of ability points. Veteran system is just here because I've played this game before and I can get some veteran skills. They don't really do much. Like, God, I hate this mouse. They don't really do much. I'm gonna go ahead and get a healer and upgrade it, because I do definitely want to decrease the cost of treating my troops. Upkeep is useful as well because everything costs money and upkeep low. That will be useful as well down the line. And just getting some of the small things out of the way. And I'm all out of points, so I think I'm ready to go on my first campaign mission. Average, average, average. Now you can read the mission details to see exactly what the mission entails. One warband is caught exploring buildings while the other one is divided into 3 strike teams. One is in 3 strike teams and the other is scattered randomly. And one is 3 strike teams while the other one is scattered randomly. The symbol for the mission actually determines what you'll actually be focusing on. So Mark for Death, you're supposed to kill a specific character and take their trinket. And this one is Wordstone Rush, which means you have to get as much Wordstone as possible. And if you complete that optional objective, you get some pretty good rewards. And I'm just going to bring the guys I hired this time. I'll let them deploy themselves.
Seemingly alone in the ruins, you take the opportunity to send your warriors to pillage the nearby buildings. As your warband disperses and begins to explore, however, an enemy warband arrives and deploys its own patrols in the area.
It usually takes a few moments for this to load out, honestly. Okay, it's loaded. I'm just checking something. I guess
A new round has started.
So this is how the game actually looks in action. I'm just going to take a look at what's around me. I have a few words down here. Over here. It looks like I'm scattered into these buildings here, but I'm mostly together, so I think I'm going to be alright. The heroes and so forth are pretty weak to begin with, but luckily the AI actually fields similar units to you, so they can't just come out with just crazy units right away. Your entire goal is to get as much of this wordstone as you can. A cluster is actually 15 pounds of it. And the little bit off to my right here is actually just 1 pound, but still worth getting. Because it does add up over time. Now, when you pick up wordstone, there's a chance that they'll debuff you, damage you, and all that stuff. So if you're pretty much dead, or like your character is really injured, it may not be worth it to pick up. Got a little bit of wordstone to the right here. What the fuck? The map makes no sense sometimes. My little guy here, he has 2 swords basically, which when they hit something, they actually poison. It's not a very strong poison, if I'm honest, but it can make the difference between, you know, life and death in some circumstances. Damn, it's not up here. Just end up circling this building over and over. Oh well, it's best that I keep my guys together even. Now, when I end my turn for each individual character, I can put them into an ambush stance. So if someone comes within that red circle there, my guy will charge at them and attack them. There's a few ways you can trick the AI to attacking you in unfavorable situations as well. Over here. Yeah. Trying to keep the camera from swinging around a little too much.
Objectives updated.
Now, it's worth it for me to get as much wordstone as possible. Not just because it's my final goal and it's my warband goal, but my goal for this specific mission is to get 55% of the wordstone on this map. So I have to gather up 10 little bits of it before the enemy team does. And there is an enemy team. It's just the reason why we haven't seen them yet is because first of all, rats are fast. They have an initiative that's higher than most other races, even leveled up. Most other races can't compare to the speed of these bad rats. Now, I've spotted some enemies actually, which makes their icon on the top of the screen pop up. Ooh, I just noticed. One moment. I'm just gonna move this. I am just going to exit studio mode and move this. Okay, that's not right. Chat is locked into place, isn't it? There we go. Wow, this screen is so busy. I think down here may work. Let me move around it and see if that works. Because the actual log for the game was being blocked by the chat, the streaming. A bit risky for me to be here. Let me. No, actually, should be all right. This game is pretty neat. It's the first game that that actually popularized a lot of the Warhammer stuff in the video game community, I would say. It's like the biggest game that was released about Warhammer for a long time. And, oh, there's a 5-pound one.
Objectives updated.
And it got Warhammer onto a lot of people's radars as a result. The rat that, this guy, the Verminkin, apparently is immune to the Warpstone effect when he picks up Warpstone. So it's useful to have them in party, even though their stats are a little bit lower. Because
Objectives
they could just pick it up and run off. Think of Warpstone as the rat's cheese, if you will. Now, the enemy I'm fighting here, I can't quite remember what those symbols are, but I want to say it's the human mercenaries, which shouldn't be too much of an issue. Human mercenaries have some pretty weak infantry, like the guy with the shield here, this Eric Dunham guy, Dunheim, or whatever his name is. He'll be easy to take down. Now, my best bet for taking down enemies is to surround them and just keep the attack going. That's why I want to keep my guys together. Now, this guy being off on his own is alright because he has a much higher movement range than my basic units. So him, wow, where is this? Oh, there it is.
Objectives updated.
So he can pick up a bunch of stuff and then join the fight after he has all that stuff. Now, on the upper right of the screen, you can see the combat log. You can see exactly what my unit rolled whenever he tried to pick up that Warpstone. Hope the text and everything is clear. Pretty sure it's streaming at high enough quality that all the text and everything that pops up. Didn't mean to do that, meant to pick up the Warpstone that I'm literally standing on, but whatever. He's in dodge stance, so he should have a pretty good chance of dodging that. And I could just claim that this was all planned. That's actually the enemy leader, and he wasted his entire attack on that. Calculated. Looks like I'm gonna have to go upstairs for this Warpstone piece. It is very much worth it to get all the Warpstone and then start attacking.
Objectives updated.
Because you get some pretty massive bonuses early on if you were to get everything, get all the secondary, yes, accidentally planning ahead indeed, if you were to get all the secondary objectives. Of course, I don't want these guys just wailing on my leader because he's the one who's going to be doing all the heavy lifting for time. 78% chance to hit for 15 to 26 damage. It's worth it just to do the, even if it misses, he's going to have to pass an all alone check if no one else comes to his aid. Now, something I didn't realize about this game until way later is like way after my initial like few PlayStation sessions is that dodge and parry only take effect once per turn, and you have to get special abilities to increase that. Okay, so even though this guy is probably really weak compared to me, I'm gonna avoid him. For one thing, I got some Warpstone over here. I don't have enough in spaces to pick it up. I guess that was a waste. I'm just gonna set up right here, so if he tries to go through that little passageway, he's gonna get winged or like attacked. That's a lot of damage. He skipped the shield for another weapon, which is a problem for me. I'm gonna have to kill that guy as quickly as possible.
A new round has started.
That apply the poison? Oh no. Okay, looks like he does have a few stacks of that poison now. Now, he should have to pass an all-alone test. After getting poison, he failed it and attempted to run away, and I got a free attack off on him as a result. Now I loot him. He had nothing on him. Like he had nothing worth it. Oh, wounds. I forgot about that. Is that like that in all the game? Wonder. It could just be to sell the fact that this is a fantasy land. Okay, I'm within range to do a charge, which is pretty nice considering I ran out of movement points. I'm just gonna move in and surprise this archer that shot me a few minutes ago. Unfortunately, I don't have enough points to actually do anything. So this guy's gonna be a huge problem. I can't flee because he'll get a free attack off on me. I guess my best chance is just to try to dump this guy going on. Now, this guy is gonna have to either cut through these buildings right here to get, or go after this archer. This is a hero right here, and he's gonna be powerful enough to take on both my hero and my leader if it's one of them isolated. But we'll be fine if I just try to kill one of these guys as quickly as possible. Now, one of the advantages of going after this archer rather than that guy with the two weapons is this guy has to swap his weapon when it comes to his turn, which means he has to use a bunch of points in order to... Good, he missed, finally. In order to actually... Oh, he got 2 shots. Is that the hero? If that's a hero, that's good that he's an archer, I guess. He'll have less points to like melee attacks. Having this guy surrounded is good because he has to pass an all-alone test now. And he succeeded and knocked out one of my rats.
Objectives updated.
That's one rat boy down. But honestly, we're pretty much guaranteed to win this one. Oh, he disengaged. Didn't get very far though. Still 100% within my range. I think I'm at the point where I can start gathering up wordstone again. Yes.
A new round has
that rat
started.
will be missed.
Objectives updated.
Unfortunately, one of the guys that went down on my side had wordstone on him, so I have to gather up 3 more pieces still. If he didn't go down, I'd be down to 2 pieces. And I think we have it covered in terms of what's going on over there, so I'm just going to gather up as much as I can. Unfortunately, I can only grab 1 more piece. Oh, I got a positive effect. Sometimes the wordstone, when you pick them up, you can actually get a positive effect. So in this case, I got...
Updated.
Let's give it a moment because it's no longer on the screen. Wow, do I have to move my chat again? No, I don't think so. The warp effect on the bottom left is effect type wordstone corruption, +1 OP cost to melee attacks, and -5 leadership intelligence alerts. So it's debuffed. See if I can change that. and here are the buffs. I got +3 movement, positive effect. You can hit Alt to cycle through this stuff. So that allowed me to get into range a little bit quicker. Also, I think it increased my ambush range. It's interesting. Kind of weird, actually. I'm gonna ignore the hero because he's really not doing too much damage. He gets 2 shots off, and it's pretty likely that he'll miss. Take down that guy. Now, something interesting about this game is when you injure an enemy, you can actually see those injuries later on. Like in one playthrough I was doing, I noticed that some of the sisters of Sigmar, they had a bunch of arms like gone when I was fighting them. The previous match I did a lot of damage to them. Also, you can see 2 arrows stuck into this hero I have here. So yeah, into both arms. That's unfortunate. My best bet is to try to take down this guy. And also loot this.
Objective completed.
So if I finish this match right now, I'll get the secondary objective, which is going to be huge for me, actually. It provides more experience than anything else this early on in. And looks like they didn't pass their morale check, so yeah. I got a bunch of wordstone, the victory gave me an extra pound, and a few extra trinkets.
Fool things to think one defy mighty Warband. All, die! Let leave no survivor me doom. Warband grows strong great, if listen follow wise filch.
I think this is the same voice actor for Kui Headtaker, not 100% sure. So I got points for full marshal, the actual secondary objective with the XP, which is pretty huge considering it takes 12 XP to level up. So basically double the amount of experience I got there. This guy got a bunch of XP just because he did so much in the battle itself, which is nice as well. This guy got a concussion, the one that got knocked out, but he's not dead, which is awesome. The problem is he loses one strategy. I think I'll keep him around, rename him to something fitting. This guy survived, decisive victory. Guy's looking pretty good too. He got a fair amount of XP, and he did put someone out of commission, so now it costs money to pay the upkeep for all these guys, so it's important that you make money over time, and it's also important to try to keep your injuries and everything else as far down as possible. Right now, it seems like I have a lot of money because I have 600. That can go away pretty quickly, especially when you're training skills and stuff like that. Let's see here. Now, I'm gonna go for, let's see here. Exactly sure. Under mental, I never know what to actually go. I think ranged resistance would be a good idea because archers would end up being a bit of a problem. Melee hit chance is the best thing I can go for this character because he's going to be very melee. This guy probably resistance as well. Initiative is also good for his rat boys, and I want him to get the end. My chair is squeaky. There's a lot of ways that this game can mess you up, and one of them is you can miss your attacks a lot, just over and over and over again. So it's good to have as much, like, to plan ahead and get as much melee hit chance as possible. And try to focus your characters on either mitigating the damage that's coming in through armor, or avoiding it altogether with some kind of dodge chance. Which agility would probably be a pretty good idea. Yeah, I think I'll go for agility on this guy and see where that. I'll go back to this guy, change his equipment just a bit, take the shield off. By taking the shield off and keeping whatever weapon he has a 10% increased chance to dodge them. That's the reason for that. Gonna get strength up on that guy. See where it goes. Edit that. What should I rename this? Can I rename? Snuts Shanks is his name. Oh my god. Can anyone come up with a better name than Snuts Shanks? He has a concussion, so any ideas would be good. Let's see. I'm gonna take a look in happening for bats. Doesn't look like anything's going on there. I can't tell if I have 2 viewers or 1 viewer right now. Interesting. Huh. Oh well. The metrics that pop up while I'm playing the game doesn't always work out. So what I think I'm going to do is concussed Shankies. That'll work. Now he's going to be out of commission for a few days, which is fine.
A new shipment has been requested.
I can just hire a new guy to take his place temporarily. Mr. Pestclaw. Name. And the other guy will be waiting in the rafters, waiting for a chance to shine. Now, the main mechanic of this game, like your main goal, is to send out shipments of warpstone to, you know, whoever requests it. In this case, it's the Murder Lord, and he's looking for 75 pounds of warpstone, and he's giving me 13 days to complete. Now, off that last mission, I got 37 pounds of warpstone. That was kind of a critical, success on that. So you can't expect to get so much warpstone out, as reliable as that. I'm gonna go for a hunter. I'm gonna go for this one. It'll take some time for that to load in.
Alone in the ruins, you take the opportunity to send your warriors to pillage the nearby buildings. As your warband disperses and begins to explore, however, an enemy warband arrives and deploys its own patrols in the area. A new round has started.
Okay. Now, whoever I'm fighting, there's a guy with 69 initiative, so it's possible I'm actually fighting other Skaven here. So Skaven on Skaven crime, possible, but somewhat unlikely. Oh, never mind, I'm fighting the vampires, which I can tell because of this thing on the upper left here, my objective. Now, the problem with vampires is they're extremely powerful. So, yay. They're extremely powerful early on in the game. They kind of fall off a little bit later. So, we'll see what happens. I also see a massive, just clutch of warpstone right there. Not sure how I'm going to get over there, though. I have to stick together, otherwise he's vampire, even one like vampire hero can take on a bunch of people, and I need to stick together in order to survive this. It looks like all the warpstone is in just small clusters, except for that one. Over here, here, here. If I were to guess, I'm gonna say they're over here. I think I'm safe just kind of running. This guy can only carry so much, so doesn't matter really what I pick up. I'm gonna have to have another dude or a rat boy come over and pick up the rest. And I don't have enough movement points to actually adjust myself, so I'm in that turn. Just gonna hit that turn. Ah, damn. And because this guy's standing on top of all the wordstone, I actually can't pick it up until he's like, it's a limitation of it. It's not because there's any real reason for it. So I guess I'm just gonna this guy out into kind of a vanguard deployment. So someone tries to come down this alleyway, we'll intercept them and probably get really hurt doing so. Now, my secondary goal this time is to pick up two mementos. It's almost guaranteed. Excuse me. It's almost guaranteed that those mementos are on the hero and leader of the enemy band, which is a problem because the vampires are easily the most powerful faction or like warband type early on in this game. Just got hit by a trap, but luckily the trap did not like hurt me. Actually benefited. I'm just gonna set up right here. So if they try to take that door to the left-hand side, I'll catch them. Or if they try to go to the right-hand side of that pillar. It's possible to go into Overwatch as well if you have a ranged item equipped, but right now I'm not going to worry about all of that. I actually really doubt that they're going to go in that direction. Oh, I see my first enemy. It's going for the warpstone here, so it'd be a little bit safe to up a little bit further. Yeah, there he is. Cool. Okay, what I'm gonna do is right about there. Seems a little weird to set up right there, but there's a trap right within my my ambush range. Wow, I cannot. Okay, cool. I cannot like navigate this place without the shift like map thing. It's, I heard somewhere that some people play this game without the map, and that just seems like madness to me. Okay, now all the vampires are going to get turns now. Now, looking at the balance of power on the upper left, or the morale, or whatever you call it, it looks like I have more military strength than the vampires, but I'll be honest, I don't think that's 100% accurate. Because all their units, or all their big units, actually do something called fear and terror and stuff like that. So, when my my rat boys get close, they'll either lose a bunch of attack
a new round
accuracy when they get close, or just lose their AP and MP, or they'll lose their ability to attack, basically. Even if it's the hero or whatever. So I need to isolate and pick these guys off one at a time, if at all possible. Looks like that Crypt Ghoul is in fact kind of alone. I don't want to send in my my main guy in order to fight that Crypt Ghoul, though. I'll return to where I was and delay return. See what that guy does. This guy can pick up one more piece of warp stone or a word stone. I don't think I'm gonna make my way out with a bunch of word stone this time. However, my first mission had a pretty decent success, so I think I'll be just fine for the end goal for this shipment. There's the enemy. I don't want to get hit by his charge attack. I'll delay this guy. There he goes. That's to be expected. That sounds about right. The duels in this game look so weird. Okay, so he's almost guaranteed to be in a ambush stance, so I can counteract that by actually charging at him. If I get just within range, if I got any closer at that point, he would have his ambush would have gone off. Oh, cool! He got a crit. The poison actually affects vampires, which, I mean, I guess in other scenarios that wouldn't make any sense, but yes, it's Warhammer, so it doesn't. Only reason I went for parry is because it had a higher likelihood of going off. Oh, sweet. I guess this guy's just gonna guard the flanks. I looked at his strategic points before I put in to delay. Vampires can still be debuffed by the whole all alone check. So if I surround a enemy vampire unit, I can still like all this ability to attack and stuff like that. My units are pretty weak still. None of them are really all that specialized. They just have a few buffs to like attack percentage, chance to hit that, and that's about it. So there's the main guy. My passed out rat is gonna die. There he goes. What injury he's gonna get. It's a pretty good attack. Lucky dodge there. I'm pretty sure this guy. I think this guy who just dodged those two attacks can take on. I'm not too worried about that. More worried about the main hero being there, attacking and stuff. Looks like that wasn't something I needed. I have a Crypt Ghoul up here. I don't really think he can keep up with us, so I'm just gonna run my leader over here to see if I can take on that bro. Because, like I said earlier, oh sweet, 15 pounds of warp stone right there. Now it's possible that I can take their banner as well, and that will decrease their overall morale, which would be nice, but I mean, it's more important to take these guys down. could disengage and get away scot-free. My dodge chance is really high, so I think I'll be chipping away at the leader's health here. So we got a crypt ghoul over there. I'm slightly injured. If I get lucky, he's going to try to cut through and trap. So have to go around. I'm going to get behind the... I know that I failed my terror test, but it will put him in a situation where he has to pass all alone as it gets to his turn. Looks like that person's internet went down. Check something on my end. Looks like I go over to my other desktop. Something's going on with my situation there. Okay, this is, from what I can tell, this is going badly. I have a few guys on
A new
critical.
round has started.
There goes Daywid. What kind of name is that? I guess. Makes sense.
Objective completed.
That's one piece of my objective
Objectives
done.
updated.
And I'm assuming this lad got this objective. Just gonna move in on this guy. May keep him from getting some attacks off next turn. I got a terror test that just failed, and it looks like I do need this leader's stuff. These terror tests are destroying me. Now the enemy's morale is just short of being in, like, they can fail for good. So if I can take down one more guy, it doesn't matter who I take down, I should be able to get out of this. Oh, there goes down. There goes one of my guys. Good miss. Another good miss.
A new round has started.
These terror tests. And he missed too. He has a pretty decent chance to dodge stuff, but it's not here. I just don't like the situation. I do have to take down that vampire lord in order to... I don't want anyone else coming up on us and doing stuff to my hero and or my... Oh, come on, man. This is the dodgiest vampire lord I've seen in a while. That's a pretty decent attack too. Damn.
A new round has started.
Oh sweet, a successful terror test. Okay. And he got the first attack in. Okay. Everything's good. Damn it. So the reason why that's not good is because the guy I just killed was my final objective for my secondary. And if I could pick up his trinket, I would have gotten the secondary objective. Basically doubling the experience I would have gotten.
All die! Let leave no survivor me. Warband grows strong great, if listen follow wise Filch.
God, I hate the name Filch.